Yo, what's up guys, we're here, Javier, aka Jonathan. We're finally back here with Splitgate, and today we're going to take a look at Map Creator again, as I'm finally releasing a special project that I've been working on for weeks, and with a huge update on the horizon for Splitgate. Now, I've been in a crunch time to get this map done and finally show you guys. And after the last map that I've made in Splitgate, I really wanted to step up my map making skills in Splitgate, and now with our new limit in the lab, we can finally make maps as detailed as we want. So with this map, I wanted to really try my best and push my limits when it comes to map making, and this is how we get the map that I'm showing you guys, and I'm calling Night Plaza. Now this map was first inspired by a map that I found in the community, and my core idea for Night Plaza at first was these 3 apartments right here, which is a center courtyard and pretty much just a map at night. And with that, I kind of just let my imagination and creativity just run free, and I just created a whole map around this whole apartment area, or plaza area that I like to call it. Also, in one of the community maps that I saw, someone made these like really cool glowing windows, and these actually have a glowing effect that you can actually see on your gun and out in the wall. And for those who want to know how I made those, is I took a lava block, or you really can take any material, but with the lava block, it really creates this like nice glowing effect. And if you change this bar right here that has the immensity intensity, oh my god, I just made it really bright. But you can actually change the brightness of object, and with these you can create really bright or really dark and dim windows. So if you set it to 0, I think that's actually what I have set for all the other windows. But yeah, that's how I create the glowing window effect. And along with that, I just kept creating more and more things in this map. Like you can see right here that I have these spotlights and street lamps around the map. Also, I really wanted to just turn around really slowly, but I've also created a police vehicle, and I have other cars and vehicles around the map. You can see I have a box truck right here, but these police vehicles are probably one of my favorite things that I ever came up with on this map. I've done the same effect that I've done with the windows, and what I've done is I've taken just these small little primitive blocks, and I've just added color, and I've crunked up the intensity all the way up, so that's really bright. But yeah, you can actually create flashing lights when it comes to this, the effects of what you can do with the blocks. It's really creative. And also with my vehicles, I've added lights to them that actually do glow. These do have like a small glow to them, and then I use a bar in the back and create like an actual brake light. Like I really went in detail when it comes to this map, and that's one thing that I'm going to try to do from now on, is to really focus on the details and just the small things in the map that just make it stand out. But we're going to start over on the alpha side. This is actually what I started first when I came to creating my map. We have this little alleyway that's actually right behind the spawn, and then we'll move on to the box trucks that I have around, and then we'll move around to this other vehicle that I have around, this box truck. Pretty much just kind of copied the same thing when it comes to my car. And then when we go further into this little town, this little city area, I wanted a few blocks before we really got to the main part of the map, just a little bit of an outskirts that you can just fight around. You can see I have objective points such as hot zone, domination, firecracker around the map. So there's many different modes that you can play on this map, and there's many different areas that you can fight throughout this map. I wanted players to pretty much go around and explore around the map. Also on the alpha side, we have a little park area just behind the building, and I'm hoping with the portal placements that I have around the map that you can actually get some nice portals around, and that players can traverse the map still quickly, because this is a really large map. One thing I like to add to all my map are flying portal gates that players can use to travel around the map. I am letting players get on top of the maps, or at least on top of these buildings. For some of the buildings on the outside of the map, I do have blocking pads or blocking zones, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that players cannot get out of the map, and even if you do, there really is just a void, so you'll just die. So I didn't want to be afraid to let players like actually get around and get on top of these buildings. It really just adds to just the depth of what you can and where can you go on this map. Also, when you go around the map, you see I have traffic lights. I've created traffic lights pretty much doing the same effect with these smaller lights that you can have, but I've changed the color of them and changed the emissions on them. I think like the small little details on this map is what I really like. It just makes every little area just stands out more to the player. And I've also created these little alleyways on some parts of the map where you can kind of fight into and kind of hide into when it comes to the engagement with other players. And also, if you don't want to use the portals to go on top of these maps, I had added a couple jump pads around the map, so you can actually jump on top of this building right here, and I have one across to this other building, and then across to the other main building. So yeah, these are the main 3 buildings that I focused on. And then with everything else around the map, I just kind of added. And one thing I did want with my map is to give players the ability to actually fight inside of buildings. So I really couldn't do it to these other buildings because of the build limit. Like I'm literally at or around 5,000 right now. But in these main 3 buildings, you actually can go inside of them. So on top of this building that I'm standing on too, on the alpha side, you can actually go into this building. There's a small little first floor area with a portal, and you can actually travel upstairs into this ramp. And we have a window on this side where you can see a street view out to this long side of the map, and you can see more more cars and more box trucks that I put out here. But if you go to this other side in this building, this other little room area, and I have another zone spawn right here, and you can see into the center part area of the map. So you can actually use these buildings to kind of get sort of get an advantage point on this map and actually sneak and hide around from players. So if we go back downstairs onto this map, we'll go into this building right across. This is the other building that has a second floor. This is actually my favorite building that I made. This one actually has carpet inside of it. But we have a firecracker spawn right here, and downstairs we have a couple doors that you can travel in and out of along with some portals, and then that wraps around to this side of the map with a ramp that goes up to the second level of this map, where we have some more points, some more objective points. And with this building, we have a lot of windows that you can shoot out of. And here's one that can shoot to the other side and then to the other spawn. These two windows where you can actually get to the middle. 3 windows where you can get to the middle. This other window where you can actually shoot into this other building across, and you actually shoot that other window right here. And then when you come to the back side, there's actually windows all around this one. These windows I left open because I didn't want players to really feel trapped in the building. I kind of wanted to give the ability to kind of come up here because I felt like this building really had like a strong advantage point, especially with all the windows that it has. So you can actually jump and get in and out of this window, and you can jump out to this long side of the map, this long road side of the map, and out into the parking lot. And then if you want to get back in, oh my god, I don't know if you can. You might actually be able to rock it. And if you want to get back in, shoot, I actually don't know. I don't know if I tested this right. If you want to get back in, okay, no, I don't know if that works. No, I'm kidding. If you want to get back in, you can actually climb on top of this building. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Oh my god, no. There we go. You climb right back into the window right here and get second story of this building. And then we'll slide back down right here into the courtyard. And then we have these 2 other smaller buildings. This is one that actually had a chandelier in. I was trying to test with some lighting, and I don't know. I mean, I like it, but I want like smaller lamps or something. This is cool though. This is a cool little room. I put a little split ball point in here as well. But we'll go across to this other long building. This one really just has a first floor. I didn't really add a second floor to this building. This one actually is just a copy of this building. I got tired of making building, so this was actually one of the last ones that I worked on. But this one only has a first floor. You can see I have the same carpet in here, but this is just a smaller building, bigger building, I guess. But we'll go across to this other side of the map, and then I have another jump pad that lets you get on top of this big building as well, and I have the same thing on the other side. And then we'll jump down right here. There's a little alleyway on this other side of the building, along with a split ball point. And we'll go over to the Bravo side, which is a bit more open compared to the Alpha side. But to kind of combat this, I wanted to add a few little like details around the map. So I actually added these like tables, or like these kind of like picnic tables. I don't know. I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, what can I add in like this concrete pad area that's not like in the way, but you know, it's still like, it's like decorative. I found these tables, these bench tables, and I added those around. And then also on the Bravo spawn, I wanted to keep up and add some more portal launches. I have a bigger one up here that can launch you across the map, and a smaller right here that can actually launch you on top of the building. This is actually I made from my mansion map. If you guys don't remember, I actually prefabbed this, and this was one of the things that actually saved my life when it came to making this map, is the prefab. But you can use this portal right here to get on top of these smaller buildings right here, or also launch yourself on top of this builder building. Oh, look at that slide. That was such a clean slide. Or you can, on the top of this builder building, I have another launch pad right here. I swear there was a portal right there on my map. I swear. I guess I'm going crazy. No, there was. Did it get deleted? I'm gonna have to fix that. No, I swear there was a portal there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but you can launch yourself across to this longer side of the map. Oh, and I don't want to forget, on this other side of the map, on this long way, I do have like a little cove area back there, a little alleyway back here, but it's not really much. All right, but that's been a taste of my new map, Night Plaza. If you guys are looking for that map, make sure you guys search it. Make sure you guys search by that name, Night Plaza. I would give out the code, but that probably will change if I end up deleting the map and trying to fix something. I don't know, but just make sure you guys search up Night Plaza, and it's by me, XJBearX, or JBear just in general. But anyways, we over here, JBear, aka Jonathan. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed the map if you guys are playing. I'm trying to release 1 map a month, or at least 2 to 3 maps a month. I know with these larger maps, they take a lot of time to make, so I'm gonna try to make like smaller maps in between. I really enjoy doing everything when it comes to Splitgate. I really love this game, and I cannot wait for them to add more stuff into the lab, because there's just more things that we can create, and I love to see the things the community makes. But anyway, it's me over here, JBear, aka Jonathan. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you all. Peace.